announcers.
All-time record crowd at Rupp Arena, here to see Arkansas against Kentucky in their first ever SEC meeting. Nolan Richardson and his Arkansas Razorbacks with their biggest win in their brief Southeastern Conference tenure. Tonight, the third-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks take on the fourth-rated Kentucky Wildcats.
Kentucky's changed defenses man-to-man. Rose gambled. He lost, and Thurman burned him.
Arkansas Razorbacks, they come from 6 down at halftime and take the fight to Kentucky in the second half.
And the Razorbacks should be able to get out of here with a victory. And Arkansas with a signature win.
Black, they drive right by his defender Wallace to lay it up and in. Whole handful of Kentucky fans leaving Rupp Arena with 4 minutes to go and the team down 15 points.
Time is X minus 10.
Bobby Portis, the magic man, arrives just in time.
9.
Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
8.
Wilson will keep it. Nobody expected that.
7.
You gotta get out of here! Bobby Portis with a go-ahead home run. Oh my goodness.
6.
And that is Ken Hamlin.
5.
Number 5, you better look at him a little closer. He's a football player.
4.
Look at the moves by Portis. Tough shot.
3.
Hagen Smith has tied the school record with 17 strikeouts.
2.
This is for Armstrong that goes down and makes a nice catch.
1.
Arkansas gets it right back. Council, and he lays it in.
This is The Morning Rush. Weekdays from 9 to 11 with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Lost, and Thurman burned him. Arkansas Razorbacks, they come from 6 down at halftime and take the fight to Kentucky in the second half.
The Razorbacks should be able to get out of here with a victory. And Arkansas with a signature win.
Black, they drive right by his defender Wallace to lay it up and in. Whole handful of Kentucky fans leaving Rupp Arena with 4 minutes to go and the team down 15 points.
This is The Morning Rush.
So that's a good collection Colton put together of some of the best wins you've had, not just against Kentucky, but inside of Rupp Arena. Now, it's very arguable that some of the players that you've had on those teams helped you in those wins. Some of the coaches and Nolan Richardson and Eric Musselman. We'll see if John Calipari has the stones to do what it takes to win in this game on Saturday. It's been interesting.
That's all it boils down to?
Amongst other things. It's been interesting. Like the trailer.
That's an interesting take to start the show.
What? What's an interesting
Well,
take?
the idea that maybe it was the players and the coaches that helped you win.
There's some sarcasm there.
That's interesting.
Isn't that weird how that happens sometimes?
Well, you need
did
to
you
get
see
better
the
at it.
trailer? Did you see the trailer that they had last night?
No.
They had a trailer for this upcoming game during the Kentucky and Tennessee game. I mean, ESPN, just to give you an example, ESPN's putting Duke and North Carolina, which is the best rivalry in college basketball. This game is behind it. This game is more important to ESPN than Duke and North Carolina coming up at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. That Duke and North Carolina, by the way, North Carolina's terrible this season. Duke's really good. Don't know what ends up happening in that game. I think it's in Cameron. But I'm going to guess that Arkansas-Kentucky game, as long as it's not a blowout or a bloodbath, is going to be higher rated than Duke and North Carolina, which on paper is a much better game for television execs. But because of everything going on, every layer with this game, it's going to be higher rated come Saturday night.
Well, what you need to do is get yourself some hand-cut steaks at Richard's Country Meat Market. Get the grill fired up, maybe some gourmet burgers or house-made sausages. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. They can get you game night ready for Saturday. 479-443-0000 is their number. We'll tell you more throughout the morning online, richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Thought you were going to go longer than that. All right, so we will get into our beefs here this Wednesday coming up in just a bit. What do you think about this game based on last night? I want to talk about that a little bit. I think it's worse for Arkansas that they lost, or they won, should I say.
Well, I mean, Kentucky's only going to lose so many in a row, and 4 is probably not the number. So if you just want to look at it from that standpoint, I think it's probably good that they got the win last night.
So why?
Why?
You said because
they're not going to lose 4 because they lost to Vanderbilt. The one before that, I don't even remember who it was. If they had lost last night,
I feel like
Tennessee,
it would have been.
You think they're going to lose 4 in a row and it beat Arkansas at home?
I felt like they're confident.
So.
They got to now. They're going to be tighter. I felt like they would have been tighter if they had lost that game last night, knowing the fact that we have to get a win. They got to win against a rival this week. They got some weight off their shoulders, and now they can play. And not that like playing free. They're not going to have that luxury. But I think it's worse for Arkansas if they won last night.
How many players on that Kentucky roster were there last year?
0.
How many players on the Arkansas roster were at Kentucky last year?
4.
So I don't. Did the players feel the pressure? I could make the case that the players on the Arkansas roster that played there last year feel more pressure than the Kentucky roster. I think we overstate that. I don't think these players, these kids, I don't think they feel that pressure. I think Cal probably does. I think Mark Pope certainly does. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that spills over.
I think Pope's got more pressure on him than Cal in this game, right? Not even close.
Oh, I'd say so.
Okay. Cal was talking about Monday night.
We're going to have 3 players to play there. My guess is they're going to get booed. My guess is I'm going to get booed. You all saying, oh, yeah. But that's all part of it. I mean, shoot, I've done this so long. How could I tell you, I got bazooka holes in my body. So when you shoot arrows, it doesn't even hit skin. It just goes through one of those bazooka holes.
I was a couple of the funny quotes that came out of Monday nights live with Coach Cal live at Sassy's Barbecue and Grill.
I think he thrives. I think he feeds off that. I mean, we all think, well, they boo you. Oh, that hurts your feelings. Oh, you won't play as well. Oh, you're. I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think some people thrive and go to another level when they walk into that kind of animosity. They know what they're getting into. I don't think the pressure of the moment is going to be the deciding factor. I think the talent of the players will be.
Tyler says he's not funny. JT in Laurel, Mississippi chimes in this morning. You can do so at 877-377-6963. In most Arkansas fashion, we will beat Kentucky by double digits on Saturday night. Would not be surprised at all. B. in Clarksville said jokingly, Kentucky's looking forward to Ole Miss the next week. I don't know if there's
you stated it earlier in the week with the ticket prices and the cost of getting in the door for this game. This game's the most important game of the year to their fans, at least.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting to see, like we've talked about the SEC thus far being as dominant as it's been. I'm curious to see like the teams that do go on these losing streaks and whatnot, how far they fall in the tournament just rankings and when they're net everything. Like Tennessee, for example, think about where they were at number 1 and where they are right now, and just how far they've fallen. Kentucky's the same way. I mean, they don't win last night. They're in a worse boat than Tennessee is. They're 3-4. They played 1 last game. So again, a lot of basketball left to be played. We'll see if Arkansas gives Kentucky anything this upcoming Saturday night. All right, you're
all right. Let's say if you're going to watch the game Saturday night, Joe's Grill and Cantina will have it on. Half price apps and taps. If you're looking for a place in Fort Smith to watch the game, or if you're coming down the hill for some reason, get to Joe's Grill, 3400 South 74th Street. Half price apps and taps for the game on Saturday night, Arkansas and Kentucky.
All right, we have a little bit different of an opening drive here this morning, brought to you by First Financial Mortgage. I was reading this article on MovieWeb that talked about the best movie endings of all time, and I want your best movie ending this morning at 877-377-6963. The one that came to mind for me was Shawshank Redemption. I just think that's unbeatable. I think of how they timed it out with Robbins and Morgan Freeman and how that movie concluded. I was going back and just thinking Truman Show came to mind. That's another good one. Really like The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, if we're getting nerdy here this morning. But those are kind of the 3 that I thought about as, hey, suspenseful, in some cases a trilogy like Lord of the Rings. Sometimes those don't end well, but those are the three that stood out to me as the best movie endings. I've
Major
ever
League.
seen.
The Indians win it. The Indians win it. Oh my God, the Indians win it. Not Caddyshack when all the explosions go off and the ball rattles in the hole.
Those are your two?
I don't know. I'm just they're probably not the most prominent moments in movie history. How about Basic Instinct, where the final scene is she's
the knife,
the ice pick. No, it's not a knife. It's an ice pick laying there on the floor, and it obviously set up the sequel. That was a suspenseful, make you think, well, did she really do it kind of ending.
That's maybe the best halftime homework Phil Elson has ever assigned me, is that movie.
Bonus work.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. All right, so those three. Colton, what is yours this morning?
You took mine. Mine would have also been The Truman Show. That's a good one. Also, Interstellar. The twist in that one is one, if you haven't seen that one, it's definitely one you have to sit down and watch and then watch again. It's something you have to pencil out a little bit of time for, but the twist in that one and the ending of that one is beautiful. It's a great movie.
Are movies now anywhere close to as good as they were 25 or 30 years ago?
Some are, but you have to.
There's so many.
They're like 4 hours long.
And it's so computer generated now, and the writing. I mean, all they're doing is ripping off old movies, remaking old movies, sequels to movies that weren't very good to begin with. I mean, do we need a Despicable Me 4? Do we really need that?
Those are good movies. This is something I've been looking into for us, but they've actually been using, like you said, computer-generated people to improve the actors' accents through AI. So I'm going to try and see if I can improve our delivery through AI.
That's pretty easy to do for me. I think you could use like millions of accents and it would sound better than what occasionally comes through this microphone in any way, shape, or form. The technology that we see nowadays is just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Smokey and the Bandit. Have you seen Seven? I haven't seen Seven. That is Andy Mountain Home. That's Brad Pitt. Seven.
Oh,
that's Brad Pitt.
I thought you were
right?
trying to say they were Smokey and the Bandit 7. I'm like, I missed a few sequels in there.
B in Clarksville chimed in with that. Andy Mountain Home says 7. I think that's Brad
I've not
Pitt.
seen 7.
I haven't. I want Sixth Sense. Have you seen Sixth Sense?
That's a little.
Is that a scary movie?
Bruce Willis. That's the. I see dead people. That's that movie.
That Dungaree Bell.
There's your morning rush homework. Go watch that movie.
Another piece of homework.
Shocking, isn't it?
Just keep it going. See what else we got. John at Mountain Home says, jump in the car. First team tides here. He's talking Lord of the Rings instead of how he jinxed the Volunteers last night. I was shocked that Kentucky played the way they did. 78-73 the finals. Did you watch any of that game?
I was refereeing last night. Did not get to see that. But I was watching kind of in between games and whatever on the phone. But I don't know why you're surprised. That's what Kentucky does. So.
Yeah, but this is a different regime, I feel like.
Well, I mean, I think we put way too much weight. What happened in the last game is what they're going to do in the next game. I mean, trends build over time, and you become the team you are and the identity. But just because they lost the last two, I thought they were less likely to lose last night.
They both teams hadn't played well. Kentucky and Tennessee hadn't played well prior to last night. But again, Kentucky got a 5-point victory, and now Rick Barnes is kind of shaking his head, trying to figure out what's going on in Knoxville and everything.
The question is when does Auburn and Alabama hit a skid? All these teams hit a bad week and a half. When does it happen to Auburn and Alabama? Because it hadn't yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're seeing Tennessee and Kentucky go through theirs, and you know Tennessee now at 4-4 in the league, like you said, going to have to battle their way back up.
All right, that is your opening drive here this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. Ethan Adamson and his team can help you with any mortgage question you have, like he did with me. I know I asked him like legitimately near 100 questions. He was able to answer every one of them. 479-782-9300. That's 479-782-9300. Or go online to ffb1.com. You can check out over 300 5-star reviews with First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. So I've got a couple beefs here this morning on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. Do you guys have any that have stood out last couple days leading up to this week?
Pro Bowl's become a joke. I saw they're having a flag football game.
I've been doing that.
I know, but why even have the event? I know that they started that 3 years ago. It's just Why are we even doing this?
All-Star games.
Let's just have an all-star team or an all-pro roster and move on.
I heard Matt Jones talking about this, and he's spot on with the dunk contest. Outside of Mac McClung, and the only reason I know who Mac McClung is because Arkansas played him in that Tech Razorback game a couple years ago in Indianapolis. But the events, not just the games themselves, but the events don't feature the marquee players of the leagues. The MLB honestly might be the best at it with like the home run derby and that.
Now the All-Star game in the NBA does.
Yes, but similar to the Pro Bowl.
Well, the Pro Bowl is supposed to be an actual game.
Correct, but you've got players that are on Super Bowl teams that aren't participating. They've moved to flag football, like you alluded to. It's not as intense as is the NBA the same way. Like I watch occasionally.
Oh, the NBA, it'll be like literally 205 to 202 will be the final.
Yeah,
you know?
and I watch.
Just stupid.
I like watching the old 90s All-Star games and 80s All-Star games just occasionally. They'll pop up on my recommended on YouTube. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every single loose ball was like people were diving on and stuff like that, but the just want to was way more back then than it is now. And when fans see that and you add in the I almost said waste management, load management, and other things like that, it's annoying to fans. So I get where you're coming from on that beat.
I just, why waste everyone's time to do that? Just to fill a TV weekend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, college basketball, NBA, everything else is far more engaging to me than this shell of an event.
Well, I'm in my 30s now. I'm 30 years old, and so a lot of my annoyances and me getting irritable surrounds TV times. They announced the time of the national championship. It's 7:50, 8:50 Eastern, 7:50 for the basketball national championship.
That's about normal.
But that's just like I saw that graphic.
That actually may be a little earlier than it's been.
Than it usually is. I felt like it was like 7:30 or 7 typically.
Hang on, is there a huge difference between 7:30 and 7:50 for you?
As someone that's waking up at 4:15, yes, there is.
20 minutes is not that big a deal.
Well, it's annoying when they keep pushing this stuff back. It's
what if you lived
Monday.
What if you lived in San Diego or California?
It'd be awesome because it'd be what? If it's 7:50, that's 5:50 there. That'd be great.
Yeah,
right?
and you had to work till 5 and you were stuck in traffic till 7.
That's your fault for living in California.
Well,
that's I don't feel remorse for anyone that chooses to live in California, not just for television.
Sometimes you don't get to choose where sometimes you but it's hard
Can
on
I
these
just
events.
have a beef without you dismantling it?
I want to see if you actually have a beef or if it's just a surface beef, You really have a beef
Yes,
with
I
it.
have a beef with this, as does everyone. No one wants the game to start at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, what
regardless
if you
if you're
lived
waking up at 4:15 or whatever.
You live out east, it's 9 o'clock.
And don't get me started on the fact that the game is still on Monday nights, as is the football national championship.
I agree with you on that.
The Final Four to Thursday and Saturday. That's what the setup should be. Final Four Thursday night, national championship Monday night. You don't have to push it back a week. You don't have to have a Final Four a week later, have the national championship. Or you could do Friday night and Sunday. That would honestly probably be better, Friday night and Sunday. But this is, again, just annoying. So it is not just a surface beef. It is full. It's angry. It's loaded up this morning. Also, Ruskin and Zach broke their computer. And I'm going to feel, what? Can we not get guys that know what they're doing with technology? They do it on purpose so they didn't have to be in reels?
No, I think they enjoy being in reels.
Why do they?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Can you get a handle on those guys?
No, I've tried. You want to try? I'll put you up there.
I
You want
sent
to try?
them a strongly worded email of exactly what to do in the situation of okay, this is broken. By the way, they told me they left that computer on all the time.
Well, that's why it's broken.
Yes.
So should they pay for the computer?
Yes. All $560, $70, whatever it was. Yes, they should be attached to that.
All right. There goes all the pay raises, boys.
Your bonus just went away, Cole.
Yeah.
It's
I
gone.
didn't even know I got a bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, also, apparently to park in Beechwood now, for baseball games, you have to pay $5 rather than being free. You know that parking lot I'm talking about? So it's not the Beechwood.
It
That's
used to
the
be 99, right?
apartment complex. It is, yes, formerly not Lot 99. It's now known as Lot 500. They changed all the lot.
Why did they do that?
That's a beef.
That's like Walmart when they restructure their
lot
aisles
44
and
is no longer lot 40. It's lot 300. Lot 56.
56 is like
now whatever. I mean, it's just why
another beef, a beef within a beef.
It's kind of like going to Sam's and they move everything in the store around. So now I can't find the toilet paper. It's on the other side of the store. Just crazy.
It was so great.
Why are we doing this?
Being able to park there for free, and I, as taught by Baylor Brad, who just refuses to pay for parking. He's done that his whole life. Will walk a mile just so we don't have to pay for parking. I'm the same way.
But for baseball, that east lot is why. I mean, that's like the easiest thing ever. Free parking.
And now it's $5, which doesn't sound.
No, hang on. So you're talking
for baseball games, not for a football game.
You're talking about the lot across the street on the east side. When you say Beechwood, I have no idea where that's at.
I don't know directions. Colton, can you help me out with this?
Towards the chicken plant over there or whatever that is.
That sounds right, doesn't it?
I've never heard it called Beach.
That's the apartment complex is what it's called. It's the Beechwood. That's what.
Well, there's no apartment complex there.
He's thinking of the ones right across the street directly, and those are. I think those are parking passes. I'm pretty sure.
Well, part of it is, and the rest of it's for the public. It's free parking. I mean, baseball's the easiest to get in and out and park and.
But now you're having to slide a fire over to somebody who used to be able to park for free. That's a beef. That's a beef.
Andy in Mountain Home says, "I just park in the apartment complex for free." You're playing with fire.
Not anymore.
No, you're playing with fire, Andy. I don't know because they have some parking. Like they built up a big neighborhood for college students over kind of by the baseball fields, and you're playing with fire if you don't have a permit or anything like that. It's northeast-ish from home plate, according to Gavin and Fayetteville. Tommy, does that help you out?
That'd be closer to the stadium.
I'm not good with the compass. I know north, south, east, west.
You're just lucky to get those four.
But that's you can't. You would not be wise to say, Ty, is this northeast or whatever, or point me in the direction. I know landmarks and streets.
Colton, this is the guy that wants has to be the first to tweet on something. I don't remember who mashed a home run out of there, but launched one.
Oh,
and Colton, he tweets, and I quote, whoever it was.
That was funny.
Launched one to Bentonville.
I think I said Centerton, but yeah. That was, and then I realized that you would actually be going towards West Fork.
Yeah, that'd be a foul, a mighty foul ball.
And Greenland.
Yeah.
And any other city, south of Tuttle? I say that right?
South,
okay.
yeah.
We're off and running this morning.
You can't call him an idiot out there, folks. He's our idiot. Only we can call him an idiot here this morning. Hey, we're brought to you by the Fence Man, 782-3936. That's the number you call for anything involving fencing, gates, powered automatic gates, anything you've maybe seen elsewhere that, hey, man, that looks really nice. It's time to replace my tired, sagging, worn-out fence. Hey, the Fence Man can help you do that. Also, they have a crew that just does fence repair. So if you've got some pickets that have come down, gates that are sagging, maybe you're ready to replace the gates with new modern hinges and frames, they can do that as well. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
We got our Hog Update coming up. Ricky Council had quite a game for the Philadelphia 76ers last night. We'll get to that and more coming up.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Looking for a way to get your favorite blurs from Pradco at the click of a button? Learner.com not only has brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else for your favorite brands. We have free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35, so be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out Learner.com today.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
A treasure trove of wisdom.
I am not going to quit having a Wellers a couple times a week, maybe 4.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wacker-Neuson dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wacker-Neuson dealer.
Milo's Rewards Week is coming, and it's kind of a big deal. Members, get ready for 7 days of up to 40% off store-wide on hundreds of items. Save on the top brands in bath, tools, paint, and more. Our biggest member deals are on January 30th through February 5th. So if you're not a loyalty member, now's the time to join for free. Lowe's knows home improvement. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street at Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer and need a bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
It's here. It's right around the corner. I think we're less than 30 days away.
The last two postseasons haven't gone how any of us wanted at all. It's baseball.
I've been chasing one thing for like the last 6 years and hadn't accomplished that, and just wanted one more shot at that.
So ultimately, that's what baseball means to me, and I'm super excited to be here and get the season going.
Thought we'd mix up our hog update this morning. Baseball 2 weeks from Friday gets going against Washington State. Tell you what I'm excited about. It's the 6th year of Will McIntyre, who you heard in that hype video that Arkansas baseball put together. You got Kendall Diggs back, Aloy, some other guys that you've gotten used to, Kendall and Will more so. But I know Phil's excited. I listened to him. He has to hold his excitement each and every day on halftime. But we talk about the basketball team, how you feel like you don't know any players. And I know there's a lot of new players in baseball, but you still got some holdovers that have been here over half a decade in Fayetteville.
That seems, in baseball particularly, just so, foreign. But I'll be interested to see as they've expanded these rosters, and now with NIL, and you're talking about paying for parking, maybe that's helping pay for some NIL. I don't know. But bottom line is, where you had a good player and they left after 3 years to go to the minors, is the NIL money enough to keep some players around for an extra year or two? I think baseball may have the biggest lift as far as keeping players hanging around longer as a result of the NIL money.
By the way, Will chimes in. He's like, you think the old farts rolling in their first game is going to know how to pay through an app? Have we gotten to the point where it doesn't really matter how old you are that you can figure that out? My grandmother still calls me occasionally and has to fiddle with something technologically wise on her phone. She's way better now than she was. And she's like 92.
The last legislative session, and I'm not totally opposed to this, that you cannot have a setup for like a public school event or something like where paying with cash is not an option.
It's the American currency. Why are we trying to eliminate the currency of the United States?
How many places are cashless setups now? You go to a Razorback game, the concession stands, you can't use cash.
I'm not even I know you
and
always
carry
cash.
I carry a little bit, but less than $100.
I bet if we pulled out of this wall right now, there'd be at least 4 Benjamins in there.
What do you want to bet? How much money do you think I got in my pocket?
I'll tell you what, if you have more than $100, you owe me every dollar that you have in your wallet.
If I have more than $100, and if I don't, what do I owe you? Or what do you owe me?
You owe me 20.
No, I don't want to pay it.
No. Well, that's not a bet then.
We can't make an illegal bet on live air.
No, it's a legal bet.
I tend to think
How about breakfast on Friday?
You always account for your money. I'd be legitimately just paying for someone's breakfast on Friday. Yours. And
so you don't want to do
But how much do you have? I'm actually curious. Count it up real quick while we keep our hog update going. I would have thought that you had well over $100. Do you have any cash, Colton, right now in your wallet?
I don't carry cash.
I don't carry that much because my kids can smell it.
They just take it any chance they can get. Cal on Arkansas, not the only one with the losing streak this week.
We're not the only one that's going to lose back-to-back-to-back games. You know that, right? There are other teams who are going to hit their schedule, and they're going to lose 3 in a row. How do they deal with it versus how we're trying to deal with it?
Well, Tennessee's having to deal with something like that right now. I was hoping Kentucky would have to after last night's game, but Tennessee got to win. What do we count up?
You owe me dinner at Doe's.
Dinner at Doe's?
Yeah.
What was it? Can I guess what the...
20, 40, 60, 80, 90...
95. Okay,
yeah.
So we were close.
You lose.
Man, we were close. Almost got.
I hope my kids aren't listening.
Almost got something out
Dad's
of that.
got money.
Ricky Council had not just a good game last night, but a great game last night.
Ronnie had it intercepted. And Council shoots. Ricky Council with a major rack attack.
Attack.
Rack
I like
attack. Yeah, that's a Lion Eagle getting ready for his voice during the NCAA tournament. By the way, he's calling the national championship and Final Four games this year with Jim Nance. That's his last year was his last season, so it's Ian's turn this go around.
Yep.
16 points for Ricky, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Picked off Bronny, which I know a lot of people enjoy as well. All right, that is your hog update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
JT says he figured you would take the rest of the week off and count all the money that you have. Why is that? Okay, so my dad always taught me to carry cash. But in today's day and age, I don't need it. I have Venmo, PayPal, Square Cash, credit cards. I legitimately don't need it. Maybe
I'm just now learning that you can use your phone.
Apple Pay, yep.
Well, you can take your bank debit card, put it in your wallet in your phone, and then tap your phone. I don't know how long that's been around, but I just learned that 2 weeks ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It's useful. I'm so lazy. when it comes to stuff like that. I don't even take my hotel key out of my wallet anymore. I just, like you, just keep it in my wallet, bang it up against the door, and then it hits
works
green.
that way?
Yeah. We're learning things.
Well, and I don't do this generally. I can, with the hotels I stay at, the Hilton properties, you can use your phone as your key.
Now that I've seen. That
I
I've
haven't
seen.
done that.
We've had some success doing that here and there when it comes to just opening up hotel keys and whatnot. I just am always going to be, and I know I had one bad experience with the Charleston trip, but I'm always going to be an Airbnb guy. I just like having an entire place to myself. That's just and going in.
You don't want to stay with Coach Saban?
Oh, at
those
Verbo.
commercials?
Yeah, he is. Again,
He's wonderful in those commercials.
He's excelled in everything. Now you're just going through. Are you going through receipts right now?
I don't know.
What are you?
Cleaning out my money clip here.
So when your kids, you're talking about money earlier. When your kids ask you for $20, do you give it to them like without question, or do you ask?
I
them
wish
what?
it was just 20. I wish it was only 20.
I guess inflation, my allowance versus your kid's allowance has changed a little bit.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Hey, we're brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group, the #1 aggregates provider in Northwest Arkansas. If you need rock, you need sand, you need gravel, you need ready mix, you need APAC, and they can bring it to you. No job's too big or small, whether it's your driveway or a sidewalk you're replacing, or you need help with an entire project. They can do that for you as well, and their construction consultant services will keep you on track. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about? Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need. Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need. We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion. Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help. Matt, there's no cure for dad jokes.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hogs.
Smiles and glory holes.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. Whether you're buying a car, selling a car, or taking care of a car, we've got you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to see how you can take advantage of $1,000 your way on select road-ready certified used cars with warranty, as well as buy 3, get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. Start your new year right. Call, click, or come by today and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pickup. Home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
New for 2025 at the Golf Nut. Coming January 24th, Callaway Elite Woods and Irons. And coming January 25th, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf ball. Plus, they carry a full line of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Looking to improve your game? Schedule a lesson or a fitting on one of our indoor simulators. Call today to book your appointment. Visit the Golf Nut today at 5121 Towson Avenue and elevate your game. The Golf Nut. Your game, your style, your shop.
Hey, Ty Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations. Over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Ty, we pride ourselves on delivering a 5-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. And stop by any of the 6 JamMart locations in the area. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
We were talking about the games and the SEC, and you were a little bit surprised with Kentucky beating Tennessee right now. Let's talk about Tennessee. Our Morning Rush Daily Question revolves around the 8th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Ty, they're 4-4 right now in the league. Ole Miss 4-4 Ole Miss 4-3, and they play later today. Kentucky now 4-3 after the win last night. Tennessee was was early season ranked number 1. 4-4 now in the league. 1 game away from being halfway through. Where does Tennessee finish this year in the SEC order? Will they be one of the top 4 seeds in the SEC tournament?
Auburn, Alabama. Who else would you put in that category? I'm going to say yes. Barnes has had a history of having a lot of success in the regular season. They're having a tough time right now, but there's a lot of teams at 4-3, 4-4. I think that they're able to edge out and get in that top 4.
Right now, Missouri and Florida both 5-2, tied for 3rd.
They'll get Florida back at home, I think, so they'll win. I bet they win that
A&M
one.
at 5-3. I mean, we got to get through tonight's games as well to really have a more balanced picture of it. So now we're getting some uneven schedule numbers, but I think we're all a little bit surprised that Tennessee is a level 500 after 8 games.
And especially after you got waxed by 24 in that game to start your season in Knoxville, conference wise, in 2025 basically. So I think again it just shows the balance of the Southeastern Conference, and we saw it in football this year take place with the additions of Oklahoma and Texas. I wouldn't say that Oklahoma and Texas are initially adding just this massive component to basketball. But this is as even and as balanced as it's ever been. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm surprised Auburn's made it, and they got close wins against Tennessee, South Carolina, I think there's one other team they only beat by 2 or 3 points. I don't expect them to be undefeated. I expect them kind of be in that 14 win total that win. But yeah, Tennessee, I think, finds a way to get back in that top 4, even as tough as the SEC is right now, because they're only really separated by 1 game.
Yeah. All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily question. Where will Tennessee finish?
What do you think?
I don't think they finish in the top 4 of the league. I think they're like fifth or sixth seed. I think Missouri's a lot better than we planned. Vanderbilt's clearly better than we planned. Florida, I think, is better than a lot of people thought they were going to be preseason. And A&M's a team you better watch out for. So I agree. Alabama and Auburn, I don't say they're locks at this point. It's way too much basketball left, but I'd put the odds in their favor. They are 2 of the top 4 seeds. Going to be a wild battle. I'm not saying Tennessee can't get there, but right now I'd bet against them.
What do you think, Colton?
Yeah, I mean, the middle part of this conference right now, I think, is just sort of, clawing and scratching and grappling for position. Like Tommy said, we're kind of uneven on the number of games played, but as we go week to week, a team like Tennessee and a team like Ole Miss, if you kind of get close to 500, you'll end up at 500 near the end of the season. I think I was a little bit surprised, especially like you mentioned, Ty, just after how handily they beat us in that first go out of the gate, that Tennessee kind of had struggled immediately after that. And then they've kind of just shown bouts of inconsistency all season. Most of the time, Rick Barnes is pretty steady all the way till the end.
Yeah, lost 3 of 4, including last night to Kentucky. Mason and Conway texting in, any chance we make the tourney with all the evenness of the SEC standings? I still don't think so. You're 1-6 right now. The hole is, I'm not going to say it's insurmountable, but you put yourself in a position where you're basically done tournament-wise outside of what happens in Nashville.
Yeah, we can talk about, I don't know, that this isn't going to be an 11 or 12 team league, I don't think. And you may have.
It's 13?
I don't know. I mean, in the end, do you really think that in the end, out of 68 teams, you're going to have 12 be from one conference?
I would say Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and South Carolina, probably LSU. So I would lean more towards 11.
Yeah. That's still, and I guess we got to get our heads wrapped around 16-team and 18-team leagues where those numbers seem in line now.
Yep. So. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. I know we had a texter yesterday, Gavin Shedrick, that enjoyed his weekend at Cart Pass Social. He's an old high school buddy of Christian and Nate's at Rogers. If you want to check out Cart Pass Social, do so at 122 Grant Place at Lowell. It's an awesome place. Professional grade in Northwest Arkansas indoor golf. Realistic in a casual environment. You can call them at 479-487-3622 or check them out online at cartpathsocial.com. That's BYOB. Bring your own food, bring your own drink at CartPath Social. All right, so I kind of went in on fair weather Kansas City Chiefs fans, and sometimes you need to reflect, you need to step back and take a look at your own life, which I feel like I've done here in the last 24 to 48 hours. And I realized...
What prompted this?
Well, sitting outside of our house last night on the front porch, enjoying, and I know this is going to shock you, but I had a glass of wine and cigars. I realized that...
Ahoy polloi.
Yeah, well, it was not my suggestion. My roommates supplied both materials.
Can I go with you to the yacht club later?
I wouldn't fit in. They'd kick me out. That being said, I realized I did virtually the exact same thing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was not a Sonics fan. I can tell you about Gary Payton. I can tell you about Sean Kemp. I can tell you about some of the history of that franchise. Watched a little bit of New Orleans when obviously Hurricane Katrina hit and they were displaced as a franchise and went over to OKC. And then OKC comes in from Seattle. They get Kevin. They get Russ. They get James Harden, and they start rolling. One of the first NBA games I ever went to was in Bricktown at Oklahoma City, at the time Chesapeake Arena. But I realized I latched onto a team that really had only known success. There are a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans that persevered and endured painful times and just sucky teams over the years. And now they don't know what that is. Like an AFC championship, it's kind of like Arkansas in baseball. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl, you consider the season a failure, even though Chiefs fans the last 7 years have only known the AFC championship or greater when it comes to their postseason. But for me, as a Thunder fan, it's like you had KD, Russ, and James Harden, Then you had a lull where your team stunk, and now you're back at the top. And hopefully this team will get to an NBA championship and do what that group of guys couldn't do, is win the whole stinking thing. They came up short last year in the Western Conference Finals. But again, every once in a while you look at yourself, you look in the mirror, and I don't think it's necessarily fair, even though I have a platform, to dog, rip, and hassle Chiefs fans.
So which of your buddies were tearing into your hind end?
I actually did this.
His dad got on him, didn't he? His dad has been on him.
I actually did this by myself. As odd as that is,
I don't believe you.
I swear.
I don't believe you.
I promise. But that's I mean, I don't see much of a difference in how the origin of my fandom got going versus kids or Chiefs fans or 7-year, 8-year Chiefs fans. Because even before Alex Smith wasn't bad. I mean, I think made it to a playoffs a year or two with him. But the last decade has obviously been just this insane. Like, even the Patriots didn't go on this run that the Chiefs are on right now. Now, they did it over a 20-year span, which I don't know if Kansas City has. I don't know how long Reed's going to coach. I don't know if the Hunts can continue to have this success.
And they keep the band together, yeah.
Well, Kelsey's going to retire here soon. I don't know if it's going to be after this year or
they're going to win. He's going to propose on the field. It's all been written
It's
down.
all been written down.
You didn't get the memo? I got the memo. So.
And then as my wife said, and then they're going to have babies.
It said, Rob says, it's okay not to be a Sonics fan when you were like 5 was when they moved or whatever. Again, self-reflection here this morning at 9:49 on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. I know we've had some Chiefs fans that
when my wife talks about Taylor and Kelsey, it's almost, remember that scene from Anchorman where Ron Burgundy's talking to Veronica, then we're going to have babies, and he's got it all planned out. That's how she kind of talks about them two.
It was wild when I went with my dad for the first game against Detroit last year, the season opener on Thursday night. I didn't realize how much Chiefs Kingdom females love Travis Kelce until I was there, and I heard women like moaning and crying out his name as soon as they showed. He wasn't playing that game, and they showed him on the big screen, getting everyone hyped up. Which I'm 0-2 in Arrowhead. They lost that game, but it was just like the entire every female in that stadium just went berserk. And I was not aware of that until I stepped foot in that stadium whatsoever. Are they going to break up? Or are they going to get married?
Oh, no, my wife says they're getting married and they're going to have babies, a boy and a girl.
What do you think, Colin? You brought up a boy and a girl. So you have an athlete and a singer or vice versa?
Look, Taylor needs new content for an album, so I imagine I give it a couple more years and then we're going to have a banger from her.
I just can't see that working out, but maybe I'm just not.
She could sing the phone book and it would be a hit, though. I mean, it wouldn't matter if it was good or bad. So, hey, Super Bowl Sunday, a week from this Sunday. If you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Sports app, it's available in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. So, I guess if you timed it out as a new customer all the way through Super Bowl day, tomorrow would be the day to download the app. Then you'd have 10 full days, and you get that $100 every day. So you could do college basketball this weekend. You could bet on the Hogs. You could put 100 there, and if it didn't work out, you get another $100 bet. So you don't have to do anything special when you sign up. Just being sure and do that, and all the action you want for the Super Bowl, all the props, it's all there as well. Debit and credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, ACH, Apple Pay, all that stuff is there as well. So Arkansas's best sports betting app, bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
I'm going to get back into your preferred method of payment for just a sec. And Oaklawn's got a lot of ways you can do it. But like Walmart, for example, not having Apple or TouchPay.
Well, they don't. Yeah, you can't tap. You can't tap your card.
And I am so. Again, there are areas in my life where I feel like I work hard and I'm diligent and there's effort that I put in. But in the case of me just not wanting to reorder 2 new credit cards and reset all the auto pay stuff I have, the 2 credit cards I have, the chip melted off, so it won't insert. Like it'll insert.
How does it melt off? I thought
in the summer. It's where the.
I thought it was like embedded in. I didn't know it.
Well, either way, it doesn't work. So, like Brennan, I wish that there was tap on everything. I get annoyed when I can't tap something.
The chip. Yeah, the chip is the tap, right?
Well, The tap
still
works.
works? Okay.
The insert
All right.
doesn't. As odd as that is, so
Huh.
I
Yeah.
don't ever get a new credit card because of that reason.
Yeah. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Super Bowl coming up. Everything you need to be game day ready is there. They've got it from pork crown roast to beef tenderloins, fish. My daughter's wanting to do a shrimp boil soon. Everything you could need from the potatoes and the corn and the sausage and the shrimp are all there as well at Richard's Country Meat Market. 479-443-0000. 443-0000 for Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville.
Hour 2 coming up. We'll talk some recruiting, some recent news with Arkansas's 2 of 3 signees in basketball. RD tells us about it next.
The selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new Ultra Matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meinke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. Whether you're buying a car, selling a car, or taking care of a car, we've got you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to see how you can take advantage of $1,000 your way on select road-ready certified used cars with warranty, as well as buy 3, get 1 free on all tires in our Meinke Car Care Center. Start your new year right. Call, click, or come by today and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meinke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will be in and out of the clouds. There's a chance of seeing some showers south or high in the upper 50s to low 60s. Wet weather continues tonight, mid-40s north, low 50s south, and then showers, a few thunderstorms on Thursday, some with heavy rainfall, highs in the 50s and 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
Listening to the Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I would just say I'm not set for the priesthood or taking one of those vows. I just don't know how they do it.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
All-time record crowd at Rupp Arena, here to see Arkansas against Kentucky in their first ever SEC meeting. Nolan Richardson and his Arkansas Razorbacks with their biggest win in their brief Southeastern Conference tenure. Tonight, the third-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks take on the fourth-rated Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky Saints defensive man-to-man Rose gambled. He lost, and Thurman burned him. Arkansas Razorbacks, they come from 6 down at halftime and take the fight to Kentucky in the second half.
The Razorbacks should be able to get out of here with a victory. And Arkansas with a signature win.
Black, they drive right by his defender Wallace to lay it up and in. Whole handful of Kentucky fans leaving Rupp Arena with 4 minutes to go and the team down 15 points.
This is the Morning Rush.
The 105, 88, 92 first SEC meeting has to be the best win in Rupp, right? I don't know if you can contest that.
There haven't been a ton of wins up there, and certainly not a ton of wins against good Kentucky teams.
That stretch when you entered the SEC, won 3 straight, got it going, didn't necessarily fare. You haven't fared well against these guys in postseason appearances, whether it's I guess it was the Final Four in '78 or in Nashville or Atlanta or other places that you found them as your common opponent for SEC tournament-related stuff. But, maybe something will happen this week. We'll have to wait and see. But it seems like based on the people I talked to, that 92 win when they first joined the SEC when you beat them by 17 was just – you can't beat that.
Yeah. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. They're just off College on North Market Avenue. You can find them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. You won't find a better meat counter anywhere in Northwest Arkansas. Everything from hand-cut bone-in ribeyes to prime ribs to pork crown roast, beef tenderloins, fresh fish, and more, plus all the sides you need are at Richard's Country Meat Market, 443-0000 for Richard's Country Meat Market. Quick word for Modular Orange. If your business needs a website, they can build one for you. Many of our friends and partners here at ESPN Arkansas have turned to Modular Orange for a great-looking website. It's $95 a month, turnkey operation, everything you need from getting the domain and setting it up. If you don't have that, And if you're like me, what is a domain? What does that mean? Well, hey, that's why you need experts like, Austin and his crew at Matchstick Studios and Modular Orange. They have their own platform, their own deal, and they take care of the updates and everything. And this is done in a few weeks, not a few months. And there's no upfront money either. $95 a month, 479-755-3043, or go to modularorange.com.
Sean from Mountain Home saying, for those that missed in the last conversation, evidently you can replace your original credit card and you don't have to change anything to our last conversation with the one that doesn't work for mine. It doesn't
All you got to do is call the bank and they'll send you one.
And it'll be the exact same one where I don't have to change and go through the hassle of fixing auto payments and everything else like that.
Generally, you don't have, it does that automatically. Generally.
Even with card, like if the number's changing.
I don't want to guarantee you that, but generally, anything that's set up on an auto payment just continues to work.
I just don't want to risk it in that situation. All right, we bring in our friend Richard Davenport here, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Richard, what is your preferred form of payment? Tommy and I were getting mad earlier that some places don't take cash, even though it's the American currency. What is your favorite form of payment?
I like to pay cash. It just depends on the purchase. Obviously, if it's a big purchase, credit card. But I mean, I'm good either way. But I try to budget myself each week, and I take out a certain amount of money each week as far as cash, and try to live on that, and then replenish it come Friday on payday.
There's a man with no kids at home.
What's the phrase? Cash is king.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. Do you have
but sells is God.
Are you good at budget? Do you have a budget?
I'm really good with budget.
I don't have a budget, and that's probably
There's a man right here that's not married and has no kids.
A number of things I could work on. RD, I don't know if it's set in 100% this team's making the NCAA tournament, but they're in a hole right now. Maybe they win on Saturday in a miraculous fashion. They don't. I think Arkansas fans are going to pretty much check out. But in terms of what Cal's bringing in, Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas recently named McDonald's All-American. I know you recently just wrote about that and just kind of the caliber of players along with Isaiah Sealy you got in this class next year.
Well, I mean, you got two of the top 10 players in the country, 2 5-stars, as you just said, 2 McDonald's All-Americans, the only school in the SEC to have 2. Kentucky had 1 that no other school in the SEC had a McDonald's All-American. So obviously high caliber prospects and guys that obviously should make an impact next year. Acuff is your natural point guard, kind of a physical guard, point guard, and probably more so than most other point guards, especially coming out of high school. But he can do it all. When I say do it all, I mean inside, outside, 3-point shot. But he's not a great 3-point shot guy right now. Obviously, we'll have to work on that. Where Malik is more of a 3-point shooter. Shoots at 38% in overtime elite, which is good, but not just outstanding. But hey, they're having great seasons. And a lot of reasons to be excited about them getting on campus.
Richard Davenport with us. You talk about Sealy there a moment. I think it's going to be an interesting game Friday night. I don't know if you're going to get over and watch it between Springdale High School and Springdale Harbor. Muldrew, Sealy. That's going to be the Hudson kids. It's going to be an interesting first matchup of the season between the 2 crosstown rivals, and 2 of the prospects I think a lot of people keep their eye very closely on.
Yeah, and people in Northwest Arkansas obviously have the opportunity to see Sealy and see a future Razorback, and we've talked about him, I guess with Cal, everybody expects a 5-star, and that's obviously he signs a bunch of 5-stars and traditionally, but he's also had good luck with guys that were 5-stars, 4-stars, and even 3-stars. So. I think Sealy has a possibility of being one of those guys that a lot of people were kind of sleeping on, and then realize later, man, this guy has got some skills. So I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised if they haven't ever seen him play.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to just see what the roster construction next year looks like. I think it'll be deeper than 9 players, and I think it'll be interesting to see how many freshmen ultimately sign and how many of these guys stick around. I'm kind of like Ty. I mean, the postseason seems like it's a far-fetched fairy tale right now for this year's team. So, I mean, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but roster construction for next year is one thing that drastically has to change compared to what kind of led you to this problem this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, really, high school-wise, you got Nate Ament. I mean, he's really the only other guy that I'm aware of, high school-wise. He's supposedly going to make a decision sometime in February or March, and has mentioned about making a visit to Arkansas. So we'll see if that happens. Obviously, if that doesn't happen, you can pretty much close the door on him. But I think the rest of the roster would be pretty much transfers. As far as the additions. So obviously we don't really have an idea what that's going to look like right now because the portal hasn't opened. But that's you obviously need some scorers. You need some guys that can shoot the ball. I guess that's the most disappointing thing is I think Davis was shooting 41% last year from 3, and obviously he's not doing that this year. You kind of thought the roster was going to be able to score, but they struggle so much to score, and you could see that in the Oklahoma game, and their margin for error for the ability to win games is so small. They have to usually make up other areas where as far as scoring, as far as rebounds, steals, and defensive rebounds and stuff like that in order to free throws like against Georgia in order to win. And it's such a small margin for them to be able to win with their lack of scoring.
Richard Davenport with us. RD, we've got a few texts about Lance Taylor at UCA, former Farmington kid. You think he could play in the SEC?
I would not bet against him. I really wouldn't. I think he's one of those guys that, he's a smaller guy in right around 5'11", 6 foot, but he's just a ball player, man. And he's hard to stop. I mean, you just don't see too many guys that look like him. White kid, 5'11", playing point guard, but he's hard to stop. And who knows? We may see him at a Power 4 school later on after maybe another season at UCA, or maybe he may try to make a move after this season. Who knows? I just saw that, obviously he's out for the season with an injury, and I hate to see that, but great kid with, basketball skills that I don't think that his senior year that a lot of people really recognized enough. And he's just a basketball player.
Tommy kind of alluded to Isaiah Sealy a little bit earlier. RD, is there any other kid and J.J. Andrews is probably the most notable with Sean being his dad and the lineage at the U of A. Any other kid in-state basketball-wise that fans just kind of need to keep an eye on, whether it's in Northwest, Central, Arkansas, or really any part of the state?
Off the top of my head, no, but I haven't really focused too much on basketball with the visits for football, but plan to get back into that and probably dig a little bit more on that.
I saw was 6'3" Sheridan offensive lineman just committed. Do I have that right? On junior day last week?
Yeah, Bradley Sturdivant. He's about 6'4", about 300. And I tell you what, if you saw the picture that I posted with his commitment story, I mean, he fills out. I mean, he's a big kid. He's not, sometimes 6'4", 300. Not all kids 6'4", 300 look the same, and he looks top tier as far as his physical ability, as far as his physical looks. Very thick, all over, lower body, upper body. And I do remember him at the Arkansas lineman camp back last summer. and thinking, man, that dude, he was one of the best looking guys there. And they had some pretty good offensive linemen that were upperclassmen that were, being recruited. But he looked as good or better than anybody there. And he was just going, just finishing his freshman year. He was going into his sophomore year. So really good looking prospect. Good, any time you see guys on the offensive line in the SEC, as far as commitments, they have the size, they have the physical ability as far as good feet and athleticism, and he's got that.
That's where Kelly's at, right, Tommy? Am I misremembering that?
Kevin Kelly, yep.
Yeah.
Sylvan, yep. Sheridan, rather, not Sylvan. It was Sheridan. So, all right, RD, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up with you next Wednesday.
Sounds good. See you guys.
All right, one thing I know Richard loves to do is get to Oakland. They're going to have weekend racing coming up again this weekend. In fact, live racing now through May the 3rd. You don't want to miss it. Huge weekend last weekend. And they've got some of the highest purses in track history going on now. If you haven't downloaded the Oakland Anywhere app, be sure and do that. Get that in the Apple app or Google Play Store. You can watch and wager on Oakland racing and other tracks around the country right from the phone, tablet, or computer right in your hands. And if you're at Oakland, it's so convenient because you don't have to rush up to the window to get your ticket. You do it all right there on your phone as well. Coming up, they've also got the nation's richest path to the Kentucky Derby. We've already seen the Smarty Jones Stakes. Last weekend was the Southwest Stakes. Later this month, coming up, or later in February, I should say, February 22nd, will be the Rebel Stakes, and then the Arkansas Derby on March 29th. The Oakland Anywhere app, use promo code RUSH25 for your $150 sign-up bonus. That's RUSH25 and get the Oakland Anywhere app.
Ronnie's beef this morning here on What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's me picking games. I was dead set on the Tennessee Volunteers winning that game last night, and they came up short. Jim in Moundenburg has a lock for us this morning. He thinks Kentucky is going to blow out Arkansas this upcoming weekend. What do you think that line is?
10, 11.
Pretty high. Again, ESPN, I mentioned this in hour number 1, so if you were watching the Tennessee and Kentucky game last night, mid-game, they showed a trailer for Cal coming back to calling it homecoming. The Duke-North Carolina game, which is the biggest rivalry of college basketball, is at 5:30, and they've got Arkansas and Kentucky prime time at 8 o'clock, 9 Eastern in Lexington. So I think ESPN, I truly believe it's going to be higher rated. There'll be more people, more casual college basketball fans watching that game than they will be the one in Durham.
Well, drama sells. And when you have drama like you've got with this game and this first time back, they're expecting a big audience. I think people will settle in, not just in our state, but like you said, around the country, because John Calipari moves the needle. The name Kentucky basketball moves the needle. And really, if you watch that, it's Kentucky versus Calipari. A lot more than it is Kentucky versus Arkansas.
And no, you're right on that. Mention a couple beefs there. Ronnie's beef, and I guess Jim's beef is the fact that he thinks Arkansas is going to get blown out as much as it did. I got a call yesterday, and I want your thoughts on this, Tommy. So I don't know. The guy that called me yesterday is usually in the know on stuff like this. I don't know how I get this verified one way or another. But apparently the university, I was told by this guy, and I'm not going to say it happened, but he told me that the University of Arkansas turned down Morgan Wallen to come to Fayetteville, which he's going to a couple college campuses in their next tour. I don't know. First off, I don't know if this is 100% true. I want to fully disclose that. Mm-hmm. But second, I don't know if the Guards was a success, right? And I think Pittman's on record saying that it didn't really tear up the field as much as they thought it would. So I guess my beef this morning, if this is valid and true, I'm going to have to either go to Houston, Texas or Madison, Wisconsin when I could have driven 45 minutes to watch my favorite artist in Donald W.
Yeah, but you might remember it in those other places. You don't even remember Garth.
No, I don't.
But I mean,
this is your fault. You said as soon as I got there, you have to drink all 12 of these White Claws, mix the grapefruit mixer and everything else. I told my dad after, I was like, I thought Tommy is a good ambassador, a good role model, a good boss, and yet he just forced
only Monday through Friday
force-fed alcohol down my throat. It was despicable. But continue.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I could take or leave going to a Morgan Wallen concert. He's fine. I mean,
but it's my beef. It's my beef this morning.
You know, what was the business arrangement? It's got to be a money-making deal for the university, or it's not worth having, right? You don't want to go through all the trouble and the hassle and get all those people up there and doesn't work out. Maybe the scheduling didn't work out.
Or he doesn't show up.
I guess another beef is, that happened in Oxford. Another beef of mine is not knowing if this is, I don't have a speed dial to call, and I don't know if this is a Hunter thing. I don't know if this is a Razorback Foundation thing. I don't know who makes this call one way or another, but I don't know if this is actually, maybe someone's listening right now in the athletics department can verify this one way or another if it indeed happened or not. It's a beef if they said no, and I guess it's a beef if this
I guess he would sell out that stadium.
Bro, come on.
I guess. I don't know.
He's the male equivalent in terms of selling out of Taylor Swift. Like the two biggest.
I don't know if he could do 3 nights in New Orleans and sell them all out.
He could do 3, but he could do 2.
So he's not the equivalent of Taylor Swift.
He would sell out one night at Don W, no problem.
DQ and I, we
because Garth didn't completely fill it up.
He did in Baton Rouge. I'm
not talking about Baton Rouge.
That was cool. Did you see
the wind and I won't say the weather's bad, but man, that was a windy day when Garth came up there.
I do remember because I fell over. I think you pushed me.
Well, I get blamed for everything. Just like being at home.
Another Yeah, we need to bring some positives on that. By the way, we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and I haven't asked you this question. Maybe we give Chuck's birthday today.
Yeah.
He's Clay's age, 71 or whatever. Do we give
Don't
Chuck
come down here?
Do we give Chuck the bourbon that was given to Big C on a remote this weekend as his birthday present?
That's
which
still
is just
here?
sitting over there.
I've noticed that one jar's a little less full than it once was.
Did you take the old-fashioned one home?
I did not take anything.
That one's still in the freezer. It was made. You're supposed to freeze it. So that was our specific explicit instructions from Joel in Fort Smith, who dropped this off for Christian and Matt and Phil. That one's still in the freezer, I think.
My dad,
alcohol, it won't freeze.
I ordered but it keeps it cold. I ordered an old fashioned in front of my father over Christmas, and he looked at me so odd. He's like, "I've never seen you order one of those." That is my new.
I want to try. I haven't had a smoked old fashioned.
Oh, they're
yet.
fantastic.
I want to try
That's my new
smoke. I don't have a smoking box for cocktails.
I've got one of my roommates makes cocktails like once every 2 weeks, and he lets us try them. They're really good. I'm just like,
I've got to find it somewhere in my cabinet or somewhere in my house. ESPN sent me some of those cocktail syrups that you add in there, for bitters and sweetener and different stuff. And I need to, I'm not a mixologist, but I need to take that to someone that does know how to properly use it and have them, hey, make me a really good cocktail.
If you had a skill set, and you would qualify as an amateur foodie, but if you were better would you rather be really good at making drinks or really good at making food?
Probably food. You can make more people happy with food.
And a bigger amount.
Yeah.
That makes sense because it would take a lot to make a lot of mixed drinks, even if you try to make it in bulk. So that makes sense.
Either way, you got to have both. You got to have a good bartender and you got to have a good chef.
JT's Beef Tommy's homeowners, contractors, interior designers all want something built that is absolute perfection, but they want it for half the price, done in half the time. It takes perfection for it to build, which is what he does.
What's wrong with half the price and half the time? I mean,
well, if you want something as good
because you want it doesn't mean you're going to get it.
As good as JT puts together, then you're going to have to pay the amount it costs, and you're going to have to wait the time that it takes to get it done, in his case.
Well, don't have 5 jobs at once, and you're trying to work a day a week at each job site. Putting me off. Well, we're waiting on the supplier to get the tongue and groove doohickey over here so we can put the ceiling up. Well, the rental company didn't have the lift.
I haven't had to experience any of that yet.
Go build you a house. Go remodel you a house.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
It'll jade you.
Every young couple that I'm friends with tells about horror stories, and then somehow
test the marriage, remodeling or building a home.
Somehow, even though like the fault a lot of times is, I'm not trying to blast contractors because I don't know, but like if it's their fault or whatever, somehow it turns into a marital fight. Like somehow, I don't understand that. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand about women, but somehow that gets twisted back to you, and it be your fault.
Hey, we're brought to you by Valley Family. Just remember, in marriage, it's always your fault. Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. If you're a snorer, woke up this morning, my wife was downstairs. I guess I snored her out of the room last night. I need a snore guard from Valley Family Dental. You get $300 off when you tell them you heard it right here on the Morning Rush. $300 off your snore guard. Call Dr. Sparkman. He'll get you an appointment, give you the consultation, and get you started on the process. They're at 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms, or call 226-3500. Tell them you need a snore guard to stop that snoring at night. Go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com and get your $300 discount on a snore guard from Valley Family Dental.
Did you not leave to go downstairs? Did she not kick you and say you got to go downstairs? No. She was kind enough to leave without.
She knows I ain't getting up in the middle of the night moving.
They didn't want to. No. She didn't want to. Do you sleep all the way through the night?
No.
Do you have to get up and?
No, I don't have to get up and pee, but I just always wake up.
It's so aggravating.
Usually about 4 o'clock when I used to wake up every morning. My biologic clock is not completely turned off.
No, it's not biological clock. It's the other.
Still
thing,
biological.
Right?
No, it's the anatomical.
Yeah, we figured that out because the other thing's for what? Being pregnant or about to be pregnant?
That clock's turned off for sure.
Or what is it called? What's the thing? Colton, help me on this. Because I know, Tommy, you're out of this practice, but you have the days that are better for her on the ovulation calendar. That is it. It's not that though, right? No,
I'm a little old for that.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. More of the Morning Rush SEC update coming up in just a bit. Tennessee, not the victors last night. Kentucky takes it in Knoxville. Some of the other games last night and tonight coming up next.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
As you kids would say, we're not even mid. You like that? That make me sound cool? Make me sound young?
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football to NBA, college basketball to NHL and UFC, BetOnline is your number one sports betting source for the new year. From every touchdown to three-pointer and hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Eat Lux your way with the new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. The $5 Classic box is iconic all over. The $7 Supreme box has your decadent favorites and then some. The $9 Discovery box introduces you to your newest obsession, like cheesy dipping burritos. Introducing the new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
Handler. Oh, Toby Brea through the net.
Last night, Kentucky got a win in Knoxville without Lamont Butler, their starting point guard. Curious to see kind of what their lineup looks like this upcoming Saturday against Arkansas. He's been stud for them all season long. Evidently, they didn't need him last night. We'll see if he plays on Saturday. So they got a 5-point win, 78-73. Oklahoma Sooners fell on the road in College Station, 75-68. And then South Carolina still winless in this conference as they lose in Athens, 71-60. Games tonight. Auburn takes on LSU, 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. Texas against Ole Miss as the Rebels try and get back on track at 8 o'clock. And then Alabama tries to get going against Mississippi State later on tonight. One of the things that's been kind of talked about in SEC circles is Nate Oates' decision to bench Mark Sears for a second game this season, the second half. Here's what he had to say about this decision earlier last week.
But I think the message sent, and it's the message we try to send into all of our decisions, is there's nobody above the program, including the head coach. The program's bigger than any one person, including the head coach. So let's build such a strong program, such a strong culture by everybody in it that we don't rely on just one person all the time. Getting the best version of Mark Sears is what's best for this team, for this program, and that's what we plan on getting moving forward.
He's had a little bit of a drop-off this season, shooting like 39%, 18 points a game, compared to 51% and like 20-something points a game last season. Defense has been an issue at times, but Oates feels like Tommy, them at 6-1 in the league, that he can still afford to do that, and they can still win basketball games. Shows you where Alabama is right now because Arkansas can't do that.
Auburn did it for different circumstances with Broome, but I think it also builds confidence for the rest of the team that, hey, we can win without our perceived best player sometime. I'm looking here on the Bet Saracen app, that Alabama-Mississippi State game. Bet Saracen's got it at 1.5 with Mississippi State being favored by 1.5 in Starkville. Number one, Auburn tonight, a 12.5-point favorite against LSU. And Ole Miss and Texas from Oxford tonight, 6.5 is the line favoring Ole Miss.
What did you make of Rodney?
Get those at BetSaracen.com.
I don't have the old clip of Rodney Terry talking about like winning with class and whatnot. What did you make of him after the Texas A&M game in the shake line, holding up the horns down and celebrating while he's shaking the hands of Texas A&M players and coaches?
The Texas people just they think it's the middle finger when you do horns down.
No, he's doing it as the coach.
He's doing horns up.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the middle of the handshake line while you're supposed to have a little bit of decorum and be cordial in that situation. I can't imagine Buzz Williams or anyone else on Texas A&M was enthused. I'm watching that, and this is, again, the same guy that talked a year ago about winning with class and then does that.
Well, I mean, Longhorn is ancient Greek for hypocrite, right?
Yeah.
In that the origin of the word was Longhorn, it means hypocrite in the Greek translation. Somewhere it was lost, but maybe Ron Burgundy could find it when they
somewhere
when they were looking up San Diego and what it meant. But nothing should surprise you with Texas people. But my point was, they think horns down is like the greatest disrespect in the world. They think it's the middle finger. We see the horns up as the middle finger. So you shouldn't be doing that in the handshake line. Handshake lines are where some nasty things can take place sometimes.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, OKC. I think this kid went to Oklahoma. For whatever reason, in Oklahoma City at Paycom, there's just been numerous half-court shots made by fans. This kid makes this 22,000 half-court shot and then immediately proceeds to do horns down. So I think he's
good for him.
So that was his first instinct and first reaction or whatever. Also should mention, there's a good piece from Matt Jones, Whole Hog Sports. The SEC baseball teams are not using electronic devices in offense in 2025 in conference games, according to a league spokesman. But I think part of the gamesmanship is fun when you're having to relay messages and assignments to players on offense and whatnot. They were doing, again, these offensive signals on the wrist devices. So it's
okay. So now no longer is the dugout going to send in the pitch to the Apple Watch or whatever to the catchers. Is that what you're telling me? Are they going to use the earpiece?
It says on offense. So I don't it didn't say anything to my knowledge in reading his piece about defense, but
okay.
It's due, again, in his article he cites the ability to electronically send an offensive signal is believed to have been eliminated due to concerns about teams potentially being able to interrupt messages. Which, by the way, apparently, in the athletic piece, there were, I can't remember if it was Feldman or Mandel, but during the Texas A&M Arkansas game, there was something about Arkansas's messages and conversations being able to be accessed.
I can't believe, because all of that's just it's not the electronic transmission like your headsets and the radio like in football, but where it's encrypted. But somebody, if you're just sending essentially a text message, there's got to be a back door to hack into that if you wanted to.
I would think so. And with all the tech gurus, we had Mike T text in asking about IT stuff earlier that he apparently does. With all these technological advances and how smart people are, I would think you'd have to have not Pentagon security detail, but you'd have to beef it up.
Well, the NFL runs that stuff, and they provide the headsets for the coaches. The sideline communications, they oversee all that stuff.
And I don't know how. I think you and I both have wondered, how does that work in college? Does each university handle its own? Is it the SEC? They don't necessarily, when this stuff happens, they don't. I feel not just the Southeastern Conference, but schools don't always, and universities and conferences overall don't always do a good job of telling fans this is. You don't have to tell every nitty gritty aspect and detail, but just to give us some heads up on kind of what's going on with stuff like that. All right, that is your SEC update this morning here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
And it's brought to you by Arts Barbecue on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Every Saturday, they do $1 off all the burgers, and they've got 8 or 10 burgers on the menu. One of my favorites is where they take their ham-pattied burger, and then they take some of their brisket, chop it up, do caramelized onions, and put that on a bun. I'm going to tell you, you want a burger that's full of flavor, that's one of my favorites. They also got one where they put a poblano pepper, a chili on there, and it is fantastic. Any of their burgers with bacon on it are just outrageously good because they do a house-made bacon where they brine the pork bellies and they smoke them. It's like a 2-week process, and then they slice those pork bellies and make their own bacon in-house. So try them out. All the burgers are $1 off every Saturday. Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
So we're in the midst of changing our phone system and setup and everything. I I kind of, as we've been going through this process, I was thinking back, and it's like, have I ever had to change my number or anything like that? Have you always had the same number?
No.
Same cell phone number?
No. When I came
and
to
home
work,
number?
I've had it since I came to work here, but no, I was given a new cell phone number when I came to work here 21 years ago.
And it was a work phone at the
Yeah.
time. You just kind of kept. You don't have not a burner phone, but you don't have two different phones, do
Well,
you?
would I tell you if I had a burner phone?
No, that's fair. So you do have one, is what you're saying.
Oh, maybe not.
We'll have to find out. In that
Maybe
situation.
not.
That I was just thinking about.
Do you think I'm paying for an extra phone?
No, the company is.
Smart man.
So
no, I've had the same phone number since August of 04.
Have you ever been like worried that it gets leaked or something, and it gets like I have maybe the most sacred thing in the state of Arkansas. That is Chuck Barrett's phone number, and I, of course, like you when people ask me for it, I always just tell them I don't have it, just for his own privacy. And I know he doesn't like people meddling with him or whatnot. But have you ever been worried like that leaks out and that you just start getting texts and stuff? Your phone number?
My phone number?
Yeah.
I mean, my phone number's in all my emails. I mean, my phone number's not a secret.
You have it at the bottom of your card or whatever,
Yeah.
and everything else. I didn't know if you had it. And just rattle it off, right?
I don't think I'll do that. I'll do that right after you give your social security number out.
Which I do know off the top of
Yeah.
my head. You were asking me the other day, do I know that?
Yeah.
It's like, I know you're surprised, but I don't. My parents still have my birth certificate. I think that's the only like valuable piece of information that is not in my safe currently right now. But do I need that for anything?
Yep.
What do I need it for?
You may not ever get a passport because you have no desire to leave the country, but you're going to need. Have you upgraded your driver's license to the new Real ID? You're gonna. You're not going to be able to get on a flight come like May.
May?
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're being
No,
sarcastic.
I'm 100%.
100%,
Google that
yeah.
Real ID. If you don't have the upgraded ID, you cannot get on a domestic flight. Period.
That is news to me.
Well,
Got my planner
they've
up.
only announced that for like 5 years. So,
What is this? So is this like?
I think it. Don't hold me that on the deadline, but it's coming up soon.
Is this okay? Is this like Apple, where they're changing something up? And I guess it's like the European Union that they're trying to synchronize everything up, where you have the different charger or whatever. Like the federal government's trying to suck me dry. I don't have an extra $16 lying around.
Well, it's more than that. Number one, and number
How
two.
much is it? I
don't know. It's like $40, but it's like
to get a license.
It's like for 6 years.
So 40,
like
divided by
$5 a year or
6,
something. I don't know.
yeah.
It's not much.
I'm
Yeah,
legit.
no, you have to. You are not going to be. I think it's this year. If your driver's license doesn't conform to the new standard, you're out.
Well, I had to go over to the revenue office anyway today or tomorrow.
But you got to have your birth certificate is one of the documents you'll
to get my license.
Yep, to get this new one. Yep, you're going to need it.
Okay,
And you're going to need like utility bills. You're going to need several different forms of ID
to get the Real ID license, even though I have a license.
doesn't
Okay,
matter.
in all seriousness, you're not screwing with me right now, right?
No.
Okay, because I have to
100%.
stop by the revenue office to
You're going to need your birth
assess something,
certificate
car.
to do that.
Just ask the ladies there. They love to stop and chat.
Just Google it.
Okay, I think this is going to be.
We'll get to Mark in just a second. Mark's got some. Do we have time for that? We got time. Quick
Mark,
with-
hold on.
with Will's RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. I was talking with Lee J and Chris earlier this week. They are fired up about 25 and got a lot of things coming. New expansion for their company is on the way. And listen, if you're looking for a place that can be your home for your next RV, they've got it. Grand Design, Forest River, Brinkley, and a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell at Will's RV. So, hey, do yourself a favor. If you're getting in the RV game or you want to upgrade the current RV you have, head to Will's RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale.
My dad says you can have it. Look at your license. It's $60 to $80, and he's right, referring to you being right.
Yeah.
$60
I
to
don't-
$80.
Yeah, but it's like like 6 years. I mean, you don't have to renew your license very often, your driver's license.
But that's
Mark's in Fort Smith. Mark, I don't know what the deadline. I know it's coming up though. But I'm right on this Real ID if he wants to get on a plane.
You either have to have a Real ID or you have to have a passport to get on an airplane.
And he doesn't have one. He doesn't have a passport. When's the deadline on this Real ID?
I, do have a passport.
Do you?
I think it's set to expire soon.
yeah, you'll need to get that fixed.
Amongst other things.
What's the deadline on this Real ID that deal with plans?
I thought it was October. I thought it was October of this year.
I know it's this year. I thought it was May, but I may be
sure.
wrong on that part. But it is coming up.
Okay. So let's.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Mark, appreciate you verifying that for me.
It's just like when you were headed to San Francisco and you packed shorts and T-shirts. I should have just not said a word and let you go find out on your own.
No, that
but
would've
here
been-
I am looking out for you once again.
Well, I've got it down on my planner now. So
Can I claim you on my taxes?
No,
I should be able to.
Absolutely not. Because I don't recoup any money from that.
No, but I put a lot of effort into overseeing, keeping you out of the ditch.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
what?
have any pushback on that. None.
May 7th, 2025, says Chase in Fort Smith. Per 5 News Online. All right. So I was right. It is May. I knew it was coming up because I've got a lot of travel in the next 90 days. You've seen my calendar. It's just stupid busy between work and kids.
Say that. Hold on. Say that.
It is stupid busy. April.
Fun.
I may not even be in here.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun sprinkled in there. It's not all
Well,
it's not all.
there is
I
some
have
fun.
to do this.
Well,
it's okay.
but there
You
is
can-
some.
you
There
can
is
admit
a lot
I-
of work in there too.
You can admit I'm having fun. It's okay. I've got this plan. I've got this plan. I got this plan. I'm
Well,
gonna have fun
it'll be
next
some
week.
fun.
I
So-
might even get you something,
Well,
even though
that's good.
you've been critical of the waste management before and say,
No, I want to go. I'm jealous. I'm not going with you.
but you act like it's not even like a real golf tournament. You act like
Oh,
you,
there- but I'm-
lump it. You say, oh, it's your crowd of people. It's
I
like
just
they're
like messing with you.
golfers.
I would love to go though. Now I'm not getting up at 3:00 in the morning to go get on that hole. You can go and save me a spot.
Well, my thought is, it's like I already get up at 4:15 every day. It's an hour earlier. I'll be okay. But I don't want to. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to.
The next time you gripe about
I
having
don't
to be in
want
here
the-
early, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want the NCAA to push back their game time any later than it already is, which 7:50 is just atrocious for the national championship game. That's my biggest beef today.
You need to wipe your. You're talking about both sides of your mouth. You got a little drool on both sides there.
How am I talking about
Not
both sides of my
your
mouth? How am
You're
I-
griping about the basketball game being too late, but yet I'm willing to get up early to go
Because it's the difference.
get blackout drunk at a golf tournament.
Some are.
You know?
I'm not going to be blackout drunk. Some of us are early risers. I
Yeah.
used to sleep in late. Now I'm up early
You're like an
because it's
old
my
man.
job. I'm an old codger like
All right.
Clay.
I better run here. Hey, Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202 is their number. Get to Gaston's and call them up about winter rates. Big savings right now when you go to Gaston's. Winter rates will save you as much as 40%, so don't miss the savings and miss the deals right now at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Enjoy some great fishing in the natural state on the White River at Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
We're going to get this done. It's just going to take time. Thanks, folks.
This is the Morning Rush.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Swiss dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. Whether you're buying a car, selling a car, or taking care of a car, we've got you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to see how you can take advantage of $1,000 your way on select road-ready certified used cars with warranty, as well as buy 3, get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. Start your new year right. Call, click, or come by today and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
We're doing a little detective work. I know that CBS is releasing that new show, Watson. So we're doing our best to reenact that.
We're a little more like Matlock down here.
You're a regular Morris Chestnut.
I am. I will take, again, when it comes to stupidity on this program, I will take full onus of that.
You're the king. Yeah.
More often than not in that situation. Well, we were talking about the Real ID, and we'll tell you what we found out coming back from a break. But you need an idea to drive, right? And you need a car or a vehicle of some sort to drive. And I would recommend David Rath at Rath Mitsubishi and Larry Rath at Rath Auto Resources. I know they've kind of had a slower start to the month, as we all have with the weather and everything else. So, as Larry likes to take advantage of the poor old car dealer. Come by and see them before the end of the month. They always have numbers they need to hit, and they're going to make the deals necessary to get them done at both Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Two great locations. I know I enjoy going to the Meineke Car Care Center to get something as simple as an oil change, anything else, just because of the step-by-step process. So regardless if you're buying a new car, buying a pre-owned car, buying a first-time car, or if you're getting a car, vehicle, or whatever repaired, you can do it all at Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi. All right. Got about a minute or so. This is a Rush Limbaugh type of segment. Well, what do we find out, Tommy?
You got till May, what was it, 7th? I don't know. I put the phone down. But
yeah,
take your current ID.
Okay.
If your passport's still valid, take it.
Okay.
Take a utility bill with you.
Okay. I'm going to write this down. Keep going.
Social Security card.
Okay.
You got that?
Yep.
And I think that'll get, I think those, if you have those 4 things, I think it'll be good.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if I get to the office and
when does your current your license should expire? Well, it doesn't expire to your birth date on the expiration year.
Yeah,
so. But you're going to have to you're going to have to redo it in order to because you got. I mean, you got flights coming up.
Yeah, legitimately.
After May.
Imagine if I drove to XNA and either my ID was expired, my passport was expired, or something else happened, and I get there and just couldn't make the flight. That would make me very hacked off. Well, don't be hacked off. Listen to Phil Ellis and Matt Jones coming up next on Halftime.
RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already